What's up, dude?
Dude, hey,
How we doing, man?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely,
I appreciate it.
for sure. What's kind of your story or what's your situation?
What's my story? With just bags of water, carbon, and stories, as one of my friends would say.
Nice,
So my
nice.
story, well, I found your page a few months ago on Insta, and immediately I was like, all right, he's in it. Like I had this whole kind of like I got into Tommy John's work. I felt like you were influenced by Tommy John,
For
possibly.
sure, yeah.
So I graduated from chiropractic school a few years ago, and I guess it was around the COVID time, and he was like burning his license and doing all this radical shit, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, this guy's awesome." And so I got his book, read his book, and started just like going deep into his work and just like applying it on myself, and experienced a lot of profound shifts in my body that chiropractic couldn't really support me with. And Yeah, since then I've ventured in different places in movement. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Ido Portal, but I have some inspiration from him and doing some of his work. And I guess it was about 6 months ago, 5 months ago, I was doing a lot of handstand work and a lot of um, like pulling myself on and off the wall, but just by using my hands and doing like the knuckle push-ups. And my both my medial elbows just like flared up, and I think I just did too much too fast. And I was just like doing whatever I was other strength training like stuff that I was doing in movement and locomotion groundwork, and it just wasn't like it was still always kind of there lurking in the background. And I
Yeah,
saw your stuff, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna support this dude. I really like just reading your stuff. It was like, just hit right in the heart every time. And so I got the DAC pack, the DAC pack, and just
nice.
like slowly making my way through that, smoking that big DAC pack down. There's a lot,
Nice.
a lot of nugs in there, but um,
I've never heard anyone say they're smoking the DAC pack down. So that's an interesting. I might steal that.
right on. Go ahead, you can have it. Uh,
That's cool, man.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
So
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I was gonna say I started doing the joint moves, and like, man, it's like really supporting me. Um, and I just got to this place of like it reminded me just where I kind of was when I was like really doing a lot of Tommy John's kind of stuff. Um, and it just like I can be in this place where things come up, like maybe there's a little bit of anticipation with moving, or there's like fear, or like whatever is kind of like energetically floating around from this like elbow pain. I'm able to kind of be with and just move with, and doing the tons of layers of reps and then ISO work and stuff like that. It's starting to dissipate within the past week, and I was like, honestly, because I was kind of doing the joint moves, but I wasn't like giving myself to them, like committing to them. So I started doing
hmm
like pretty consistent every single day, and the past week it's like really like shifting, and I just like feel empowered and like yeah. So that's kind
Oh
of
yeah, dude.
where I've been at.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, so I mean, we can pretty much go into I don't know what exactly you want to talk about, but I'll let you ask whatever it is that you want to ask.
Cool. Cool. Um, I guess maybe I'm just kind of curious. Well, one thing I am wanting to move more, I'm moving more in the direction of online coaching, and I still do
hmm
my own kind of intuitive bodywork practice, but I'm kind of scaling down less on that and doing more, wanting to do more online movement coaching with people. And just because it's so foundational, it's so groundwork, it's so inspirational, and it's like I don't have to be in person with someone. I can do that. So I guess some questions I do have, if you're cool with answering, is like as far as kind of setup wise with like how it like sends you an email, and then like how you organized all your stuff on the Google Docs and stuff. Like, did you set that up yourself, or is that something you had to like just
No, the so you talking about like when you get the coach's pack, how all that is set up?
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I set that up. So it's I mean it's fairly simple. Like there's different things that I have that people can do, right? So some of that will be subscription. And so if someone's doing like the Vital programming that I have or the one-on-ones, that's gonna be subscription based. And so that's basically like I do that through PayPal and I have it set up to where and I had someone help me set up this aspect of it, but like when someone subscribes to that, they get an email, and in that email, like they set up their call time, they get the one-on-one pack, and then there's also like a waiver and there's some other stuff within that. So I have that set up. That's like one aspect of the business is a subscription side of it. And then for the one-time purchase stuff, which would be like the DAC coaches pack that you are talking about, I do that through, I mean, I don't know if it comes up when you buy it, but I do that through Pulley app. It's not an app. It's just like pullyapp.com or something. You can create like your own like space there. And then that allows me to upload PDFs, and then I can sell like one-time purchases from there. So basically it's like the, person buys it and then they just get the email with the doc after they buy it. And so it's not like it's hands off for me after I have it posted up there.
Yeah, I like that setup. It's just really simplistic, and it's like, it just, I get to go at my own rate kind of thing. What was the app called? The P?
Yeah, it's Pulley, pullyapp.com,
Oh,
I think is what and then you put like your business name kind of thing in it. Yeah.
thank you. Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm just like, there's so many ways to do it, and it's just like overwhelming. I'm like, I just got to start. I just got to get some videos and start like doing it, figuring it out, and then work.
Yeah, like when I first started doing it, I was literally just like, and this is even the way that I think of it now. It was like, because for a period of time I was like, it's got to be perfect. Like I got to make sure every little detail is perfect. It's got to look great and like all this different type of stuff. And what happened when I did that was like I didn't actually have any, like I didn't actually end up with any final products because everything took so long and I never really like released it. And so once I started the DAC Performance and Health, what I'm doing now is more like whatever I have that's right here, I'm going to get out as fast as possible. And then with the way that I have it set up through the Google Docs is I can always add to it later if I want. Like I can just add to that exact same doc at the bottom of it if I want to add something new, or if there's something that wasn't fully complete, if there's something that I want to change or address or whatever, I can just like add it. And so that helps me to streamline things of like, as soon as I have the idea, I create it and then it gets out. Then I can also change, make modifications, etc. if I need to after that.
I love that because the work evolves, as you change and evolve and grow, then it's like, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Makes sense. I guess, do you have any tips or guidance or just like any drop-ins based on just you kind of feeling into my situation and where I'm at, and just like any like pointers or guidance into the online coaching realm? I know it's kind of a big or loaded question.
Yeah, well, I don't really know much about like, have you started doing anything with it yet?
Yeah, I have one person right now, but it's just kind of like my trial one. We've been just meeting online for one time a week and make like a little program for them and check in with them and stuff.
Okay. What do you have an idea of what it is that you want to do?
That's what I am working on getting clearer and clear on. Yeah.
Okay. So I got it.
Yeah.
So if that's basically like the spot that you're at, I mean, there's other ways to do it. I can talk about the way that I did it, which is basically like, for me, it started with, I wanted to figure out what it was that I could do. And all I did was like share that. And so it's just straight up like, this is what I'm doing. This is what's tough. This is what's working. This is what isn't, whatever. Right. It's like just actually sharing what it is that I'm doing. And then just innately what happens with that is that the individuals that resonate with that are going to start to like look at your stuff, start to read your stuff. Then at some point, if the need presents, then they'll train with you, or they'll want to like actually invest in that. And so if you're at a spot where you don't really know what it is that you want to do, I'll just like pick something that you think you might want to do it. and then like figure out, okay, like what's the next iteration of this, and then just continue to do that. Because I mean, for me, back in 2019, before I did 6 months at an in-person facility, I thought like an in-person facility was what I'd want to do, and I'd want to run that. After I did 6 months at an in-person facility of like being on the training floor for 6-8 hours a day or whatever it was, I was like, I wouldn't mind having a facility, but I don't want to be on the training floor, right? And so it's just like these, like I said, right now you probably have different ideas or concepts of kind of what you think you want to do, but until you actually put yourself in it and you do it, it's a little bit tough to actually make that decision. And so but at some point, it's like I said, it's literally just, you have to start and do something.
Yeah.
So what is it that you want to do right now?
It's the great question. Yeah, I just want people to learn about their bodies, their minds, their thoughts, their emotions, just through movement. I think it's just such a powerful modality. And like you said, you had to do basically what you're saying was from your experience, right? So that's why I just practice, so I can have the experience and share from that place of like embodiment, rather than just like throwing out ideas or concepts and like digesting stuff first. So
have you been doing that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For how long have you been putting out content or like actually kind of talking about that?
Just the people around here. I've slowly done things on Instagram, but as far as like, announcing stuff, not a ton, but more of like I've been doing like once a month, I'll have a like announce like a little group movement class that I'll like teach people some stuff. So I've been doing that for about half a year. But yeah, and there's no perfect time. It's just like do it, like you said. I think it just
Yeah, and so I mean, because you said you're looking mostly to like grow an online business, right?
yeah, I do want
So,
to.
so how often have you been putting that? Like, how often have you been doing that?
Not enough.
Like, so how often?
As in, what do you mean? Like
Like, how often do you actually put out something?
maybe like every 2 weeks I'll put a video out or something or a post. Yeah.
Okay.
And I kind of like Instagram, but I know it helps.
Oh, what?
I just don't feel like posting things.
Why?
That's a great question. There's definitely some like places of insecurity for sure. Of like, but it doesn't really matter because what I want is more important than what I think, about
Yeah.
myself.
Well, like, what do you think is going to happen, or what is the fear with that, or what do you think is going to happen?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing bad. Honestly, people support it and
No,
then
I mean there can be bad things. Like, I mean, I've got shit out online, right? So it's like it's like yeah, that definitely can happen. But it comes back to like what is that you actually want to do?
yeah,
So what is that?
help other people on learning themselves through movement.
Yeah. So then how do you do that? Like, how do you make that happen?
Share from my experience and then work with them online, create them movement plans, and then where I'm kind of sitting at is if I create them a plan and then I could meet with them maybe once a week or every other week online and then just like integrate what their experience has been like and maybe show them like what they're not seeing or noticing and offer
Okay.
deeper things.
Yeah. So like so then how when we go back to the sharing thing, right? Like posting on Instagram or wherever it is, what would you have to do in regards to that to actually create that?
Probably create a consistent schedule of posting.
Well, and like, are you? Because I guess where do you create the content from?
What just like my phone, like videoing myself moving.
Like, is it from what you yourself are doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you yourself doing what you do consistently enough to post every day?
Oh yeah, I'm doing stuff for like probably 3 hours a day. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I just gotta film it and put it on.
Yeah.
But I like don't think about it. I'm just like in the moment doing my thing, and then I'm like, I guess I could.
I know, but like, do you actually want to do this thing or no?
Yeah, no, you're fucking right, and I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate you for like, boom, putting the thing right in front of my face because I need
Yeah.
to just like take it in and eat it and like be a fucking man kind of thing. So
Yeah. Well, it's I don't even. I mean, sure, we can say like be a man, but it's just like be real about what it is. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. If
yeah,
you want to do it, then like what are we waiting for?
yeah, don't just wait around in the water, just kind of circling. Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, no,
Whatever happens, happens, man. Like,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
and yeah, I'm not saying it's gonna be difficult. Like, there have been times where things have happened where I'm just like, I don't know, not the most ideal, but it's just like, okay, the only thing to do is like continue going forward, And for me, it's like the thing that I'm looking to create is more important than whatever else comes up. So,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Right on.
sweet.
Um,
What
what
else you got?
what is DAC? I'm curious.
What does it stand for?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Decide, act, conquer. It's an acronym for that.
Okay, cool.
Came up with that and like so the first iteration of this was DAC baseball. I started that I think 2017 or 2018, and so that was the acronym that I came up with at that time, and it stuck.
Nice. Decide.
Yeah, I like it. It works with a lot of stuff. Like you can pretty much put DAC in front of anything.
Yeah.
So
DAC sauce, DAC juice,
DAC sauce, DAC juice, DAC butter. Exactly.
Cool. I guess some other questions I have. I'm curious if you had like to get to this like place of awareness, did that particularly just come through your experience with training and how that evolved, or did you have some kind of spiritual religious like background or studying that also influenced that?
Yeah, no, I mean, so there have been other things. Like the whole process kind of started for me. I mean, it's been going on for a while, but like there's kind of a flipper switch for me back in 2000, and I've talked about this before, but back in like 2000 and like 2021, where it's kind of just like I looked at some stuff of like what I was doing, and be like, okay, this isn't what I want to do. What is it that I actually want to do? So that was kind of like the first step towards making that transition. And then from there, I just like started looking at other different things. And so specifically as far as like spiritual religious stuff, I started doing like auditing and processing within Scientology in 2000 and the first time was like, it was like 2023 or so when I started doing that. And so that has been just like for me and myself and giving me clarity on who it is that I am and what it is that I want to do. Like there's nothing that has created more change for me in that respect. Yeah.
Right on. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I guess something else that just comes up for me, I'm always just like asking that question, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? And constantly just checking in with that. And sometimes it takes different forms. But I feel like a lot of it just ultimately at the end of the day comes back to self-discovery and like, who am I and how I'm relating to myself. So I guess I'm just curious, like, what keeps you in it? Because the work that you do is like, it's intense, but I guess intense for you and the degree that you want to live here and stimulate on this planet Earth.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess like what keeps you in it, or where do you go, or like what do you fall back upon, or
To keep going.
yeah, just like pursuing that edge, that degree of like
Because I don't consider being close to what it is that I can do or want to do. Like I don't know, to me I'm still struggling. I'm not even close to what it is. Like I don't know, that hasn't necessarily like entered my mind. And I guess what it is like I guess the reality of what it is for me is like things that are good. I don't like things that are good or things that create good effects are basically like those things that I'm chasing. Whether it's in training, whether it's with other people, whether it's like group dynamics or like myself or whatever it is, it's like things that I don't like help or create good effects where like the individual on the other end or myself like gets benefit from it and actually like improves and gets better. Like those things to me are, I don't know, that's like a never ending pursuit almost.
yeah,
If that makes sense. And so it's like okay, like how can I create a scenario or environment for myself, both external as well as internal, where it's like this is better and better and better and better. Like I'm more online with what it is that I'm doing. I have more clarity on what it is that I'm doing. I know what I want to do. I know what I don't want to do. And like, I am good with that. Like, what is it that I can do it in that respect? And then it's also like, consider like family relationships or whatever. It's like, what could I create for that specific scenario, for that specific sphere? And that's like, okay, if I also take into account my business, like what could I set up in my business to where the individuals that are there that are working there are doing what they want to do and have opportunities to expand and grow and get better and actually do something that they want to do. And then it's like, bigger, like, okay, what can I also do for like, if I'm talking on social media, like I have the potential to reach everybody, right? And so, or everyone that has that access to that. And so then it's like, okay, what is it that I don't even really look at it as like, what is it that I want to communicate, but it's more like I want to put myself in a situation where I'm just like, I'm able to talk about what it is that I'm doing and that I just like put it out there. And then that has the effect that it has.
You see the bigness in what you're doing, in a sense.
The what?
The bigness in what you're doing. Like
yeah, but I mean, like if I get too caught up in that, then it's like, it just gets a little off. So I try to just be like, I don't know. I try to keep like, what is it that I'm doing? Yeah, exactly. Like try to just like push myself, like actually be real with what it is I'm doing, and actually trying what it is I'm doing. Like if I'm going to train, I'm going to like push myself. It's like, okay, I'm actually like, if I'm going to go do a deep push up, like I don't want to go to like 70% or 80%. I actually want to fucking like see what I can do to get to 100%. Right. And so it's like, it's that aspect of trying to stay like ethical with myself, of actually like try and do what I like actually try and actually do. And then that will just like resonate out. And so I don't know exactly where it comes from, but it's just like this kind of thing where I'm like, what else is there?
Yeah.
And
No.
I don't look at it as like an empty pursuit either. It's more just like, I don't know. I've gotten to the point where I could just like sit here all day, not do anything, and probably not necessarily feel that bad or have that many bad thoughts. Like I guess I could do that. Like, bro, like, cool, man. Like, what is the point? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And so it's, that's why like I have a lot of things that I want to do, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't think it's ego. I don't think it's like trying to find worth. I think it's more like,
Just
what else?
done. Yeah.
What are we gonna like? What else are we gonna do?
I get that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just trying to make, in a sense, I'm like trying to convince myself excuses of something else, or like get a reason for it in my mind. And then if I just sit there, it's like, well, let's move. Like,
Yeah, like I can't, because I do think a person should be able to just like kind of sit there. I think that's fine. Like it's an okay, it's a good skill to have, because that means that just kind of like at a base you can just like sit and be, and you can like you can be present, right? But then there's got to be a next level to it. Like, okay, let's actually take that into your life and let's use it. And let's go do something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever experience burnout? Like you push it too hard for yourself?
Have I ever experienced burnout? I will get tired. When I get tired, I don't think it's because I'm trying to do too much. I think it's because I am not, or I guess I know it's because it's mostly because like I'm not having a conversation that I need to have with somebody, or I haven't communicated something that I need to communicate, or there's some action that I haven't done that I need to do, that I know that I need to do. And because it just works where it's like when that happens, when I do that, even if it's more work, even if it's quote unquote harder, I have more energy at the end of it and I'm not tired anymore. So I don't think, I have a little bit of a different perspective on that. I think we're like, I don't know. I think we have the capacity to recover as we go, and we can do a lot more than we think. And I actually think that work isn't stressful and doing things isn't stressful. It's only stressful if there's something that is like holding you down, or if there's something that you haven't communicated, or there's some like block there, friction there. I think when those things get cleared away, then we can do a lot more.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. I guess a question on the joint moves more.
Yeah.
And I know the answer is just like if Tommy John was here, he'd be like, dude, just fucking figure it out and try it. But you're not Tommy John. So as far as like, all right, so I've like increased it to whatever 300 reps, let's say, for moves on the left, because it's really my left elbow right now. The right one cleared out and it feels good. Do you still like do, let's say I'll do 100 on the right and then 300 on the left? Like, would you suggest still managing like doing the equal number on both sides, or just the side that's more going through the injury and feeling not clean? Like just.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I would say if you have the time and it works into what you have available, then I would definitely do it on both sides.
Gotcha.
If it doesn't, then yeah, you could go basically what you're doing. Let's say like 100 on the non-affected, 300 on the affected. Like when I'm working with someone that is immediately, let's say post-op, and they have some significant things going on, we'll do different sets, rep schemes on each side for a period of time, but then at some point it's going to equalize out. We're going to do the same on both. So I'd say for a period of time it's fine, but like more global picture, I'd go roughly even on both sides.
Cool.
Yeah.
And do you always work like the one side and then the other? Do you ever do them both at the same time? Like I know for shoulders, like I've been doing that, but I could even do single shoulder, but then sometimes it's like, all right, how much time do I got here to do this?
Yeah. I'll usually go one side at a time. If it's going like super high reps, then I'll go both, like for fingers, wrists, sometimes elbows, like you can do both. Shoulders are much tougher, but yeah, I'll usually go like one side at a time, unless it's time restricted because of how many reps you're doing.
Yeah. Because when I do the one side, then one side, I'm able to just pay so much more attention and focus,
Yes.
get so much more information. If it's both, it kind of becomes a bit of a, yeah, there's not as much I can give there, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
pull some of my attention. So,
Yeah.
right on. Do you have any kind of, I guess I would say like softening practice or like somatic work that you do? I mean, typically it's all like somatic based,
What
right?
does
But
that mean? Like, what do you mean?
like some kind of like, maybe if it's like a standing practice or like some kind of, like, I guess
What is a standing practice? I don't know what that is.
standing, like a, like some kind of Tai Chi or Qigong kind of like slow movement based, just like kind of scanning areas of your body and like where there's tension and stuff. But I mean, if you do the joint moves, it's kind of already like that, is what I guess I'm kind of piecing together.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll train. I mean, I pretty much like I train, I train and I work, and then, yeah, like, and then I'll do like processing and auditing as well. And so like that's, and I will say like something with the auditing or the processing, like some of that is just true with that is like once you handle something, you handle it, and then it's gone and it's not there anymore. And so that is because for me, it's always made sense of like, this is similar to the way that I think about warm-ups, or this is similar to the way that I think about, I don't know, like soft tissue work or whatever. It's like, I don't want to just do the same thing on repeat every day. If I'm going to do something, I want to actually handle the thing that handle whatever it is that I'm trying to handle so that I can move on and I can progress to something else. And so I don't really have like daily practices where the goal is just to do the daily practice. It's more like I'm trying to do things. Like if I'm training, I'm trying to get to whatever like thing it is that I'm trying to get to, whether it's like, you know, a higher depth drop, sprint faster, jump higher, have better control in the sense of being able to stay in a position for longer, pull into a position for longer, right? So like, or if it's in my business, it's like I want to, you know, help the person that's in front of me actually get better, move past it so we can attack something else. Like, so I don't really have practices that I do. It's like I train, I work, and the goal is to handle it and then get to the next thing.
Do you ever,
continue to go up those levels.
gotcha. Do you ever contemplate on age and like what that looks like without obviously getting caught and stuck in like, you know, the future, but just sitting with that as a contemplation, like, you know, one day we're gonna be much older and like, you know, die and all this stuff, you know? So like the body has effects and changes and like we won't, you know, we'll only be able to progress physically so far.
Yeah, no, I mean, so to be completely honest, like, or to just be straight up front with it, like I don't really sit and contemplate. I think because for me, and again, I know I've mentioned the auditing several times, but like that has helped me to figure things out to where, like, I guess I understand that if you want to think about something, like thought is immediate, like it happens right away. And so for me to like sit here and usually like my first initial thought is correct, especially even when I get things out of the way. And so for me to sit here and contemplate something, like I don't really do that. It's like as soon as I have the thought, it's like that's what it is. It's like that's the thing, and then go to the next thing. So like for me, I don't really just like sit and think, because I don't really find, if I have to sit and think for a long time about something, like if there's a period of lag between when I get the initial input coming in and there's lag between like that and the time and the thing that comes out, that means that there's something there that I haven't figured out that is causing that lag time, because thought is and should be immediate, right? And so I guess that answers that part of the question. And then in regards to like age, like, are you asking if I'm worried I'm going to get old? Like, is that the
No,
question?
I'm just like
Yeah.
curious like, if you like sit with it, and because it's like if we're just pursuing like improvement on the physical, and then eventually that will like reach its limit as the body like changes in tissues and things like that happen, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know to what level of truth that is. I think, yeah, I like to keep
I
that a
hear
little
you.
more.
No, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep that a little bit more open for myself, because to me, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe things do have to go downhill, maybe they don't. I don't know. I guess that's kind of that's part of what I'm figuring out.
But
And
regardless,
so What's up?
I said, but regardless, we'll still move. We'll still embrace it all and do what we need to do.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's like I'm going to train hard. I'm going to create adaptations. Like I don't know. I don't really think about it going the opposite way, because I think what I put my attention on, I create, and so I keep my attention on like what it is that I'm going towards.
Cool.
Yeah. Sweet.
Well, sweet.
All right, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
if I was a little too long there on that. I know.
No, you're good. You're good. It's like, I know it says 15-minute, but it's more like 30. It's 30 because that's the way the calendar schedules them. So, and I don't have one right now, so we're good.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah, sure.
Get a route. I guess just as far as like structuring your workouts, like, do you do it more intuitively based on your understanding of your body, or do you like pre-plan out what you're going to do, or has that like changed or evolved over time?
It's definitely changed and evolved. Right now, in present time, I'll basically have like a general structure, like kind of somewhat of a template or like a layout that I follow in terms of like, this is what we're going to hit and how we're going to hit it over the course of a week. And then what I do is like I sit down each day before I go train. I'm going to write out what it is that I'm doing. And so it's like a combination of, this is kind of generally the structure that I'm fitting it within, but then also putting together like, okay, this is what I'm feeling today. This is what I feel like I need to do and hit. Then I'm going to like choose things within that structure that fit that. That makes sense. So it's basically like I have all these different like tools and exercises that I can pull from for different things. I have the structure. I'm like, okay, what is it that I need to hit within that structure today, or feel like I need to hit there? Like maybe I'm feeling a little bit slow. We're gonna do some fast stuff. Or I'm feeling like tired of fatigue. Okay, I know that I need to like push for some volume stuff. So it's like I'll kind of take both of those into consideration and then create the program. Then once it's created, then I'll like actually go do it. So I don't, because I've tried in the past where it's like I just walk in and I'm like, oh, what do I feel like I need to do today? And I mean, I don't know, it worked for a short period of time, but then like there wasn't really any continual progress in anything, because it just like jumped all around. And so I really just did that when it felt like I'd been in too much structure for too long, and it felt like I needed to do that for a little bit. But then once I kind of like got to that point where it's like, okay, I'm ready to go again, that's where I've kind of found that mesh of putting both of them together like I do right now.
Cool.
Yeah. So, all right, man.
Sweet. Well, thanks. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Cheers.
Talk later.